Good afternoon, everybody. Third attempt making this video. Got a quick couple little update things I was going to show, and then I have a question I want to pose to people who watch this video and get some comments on it. So this weekend would have been my dad's 63rd birthday. So my family got together and just kind of spent the weekend together, and he passed away back in June, so it's his first birthday without him. And this weekend, while my brother was here, I had a few tools left in my cupboard that I had to go through with him. It was basically what was left of the Mac and SnapOn stuff. My dad had lost a lot of that stuff over the years, but there was still a little bit left. So I grabbed a few things. Nothing too crazy, but I had my first ever Snap-on screwdriver. That's a #1 Phillips. My brother took the #2 because he's going to use it more. And this is a Torx. I think that's a Mac Torx. And then there's this black handled hex driver. That's a Snap-on, and that's a Snap-on 7mm nut driver. This is a Mac, a little Mac bit, another Torx bit. And then got a few sockets. So there's a few just random 1/4" drive metrics and a couple 3/8 metrics. We basically there wasn't a full set of the sockets. So we grabbed, we just kind of took the size that we thought we would use the most, each of us. So these were Dad's too. These are Snap-on as well. And this too, this is not sure what brand this is. This is a Snap-on T50, and there's a couple 1/4" drive impacts down there, and then again some random 1/4" drive. Sorry, my finger's in the way. And then some 1/2" drive ones over there and 3/8. So not complete sets, and I don't know how much I'll use those, but to the point of the video, the inspiration of this video I should say. So my dad had two Snap-on ratchets. He had a 1/2" drive and a 3/8 drive, probably both late 70s early 80s vintage. My brother took the 1/2" drive one because he figured he'd get the most use out of that. He didn't have too many 1/2" drive ratchets, and I took the 3/8, and it was a little, I don't know, gummed up or something. It wasn't really working very good. So the Snap-on guy happened to be in town yesterday at a shop where I had to take my car to get some diagnostic work done. So I talked to him about it, and he's like, I'm still going to be around tomorrow, if you want to bring it by, and so I can see the model number, and I might be able to get still be able to have the parts to rebuild it and see what I can do, kind of thing. And I explained to him that, if it requires replacement, I'm not worried about replacing it. It's more for sentimental value. But he was able to, work his magic, and it works again. So I guess it was just dry. There wasn't much lube left in it, and, I'm not sure what else he did. But anyway, I got my dad's 3/8 drive ratchet rebuilt, and it's working again, and I have it. So that was the point of this video, or the inspiration is kind of just posing a question, and I'd like to see some comments down below if people are willing. If there's any tools that you keep in your toolbox that were maybe from your father or your grandfather or grandma or your mother for that matter, or a friend or an uncle or whatever, or, tools that maybe you don't use on a regular basis, you may never use, but they keep a space in your toolbox just for sentimental value for, they remind you of that person or whatnot. So like I've got those Snap-on sockets. I might use the odd one here and there. This ratchet, I might use it every once in a while, but as you can see, I've got more than enough ratchets. And is that probably the best quality ratchet I have? Yeah. But for what I do, these other ones, more than do the job. But, I'm going to keep that for sentimental value. For people who hadn't seen any of my videos before, I've explained in the past, these two Snap-on toolboxes, these are Snap-on Canada ones. These are probably late 70s, early 80s vintage. These are the toolboxes my dad had when he did auto body when he first started out. And these are the ones that he had before I was born. And so as long as I've been around, I remember these toolboxes. And the bottom one he gave me years ago, and obviously I painted it and stuff. And the top one I just got a few months back. And so it's got overspray and stuff on it. But as time goes on, I may sell these other toolboxes and get a different one or whatever. But those two are never going to go away. And something else I have that reminds me of him is I've got that panel on the wall there that, from what I understand, when you go to auto body school, you had to, make that panel, weld it together, put a dent in it, fix the dent, and then paint it. And that's kind of like part of your final exam or whatever. And I know lots of guys have done auto body. They still got those kicking around. And so, again, that's probably late 70s, like 78, 79 that he did that. So, I've got that hanging on my wall, and I'll have it for the rest of my life. And then I just got in my toolbox here one of his old business cards. So, he had his own business for a while. That's all, I remember helping him in his shop. So anyway, sorry to get all, sentimental topic, but, if anybody wants to comment in below, like, I'd like to hear those kinds of stories. What tools do you maybe keep in your toolbox that you don't plan on really ever using much, but they're always going to have a spot in your toolbox. And maybe down the road when I'm gone, my daughter will want some of my old stuff that she remembers me using. Who knows? So anyway, thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. I don't know when I'll be posting another video. I haven't really bought any new tools for a while. I haven't needed anything, but there's always, I got my wish list to just, plug away at it a little bit at a time. So anyway, thanks again for watching. And if you feel like it, please comment below. I'd love to hear those stories. Thank you.